Good afternoon, everyone. In today's update, we are going to be looking at today's severe weather as well as a persisting drought heat wave down in the south. More severe weather to continue throughout the next few days and even into the weekend. So here's today's severe thunderstorm outlook. We do have an two enhanced risks for severe weather here in the Midwest and portions of the Ohio Valley here. So let's start up north. We do have an enhanced risk up here, and it's smaller than the one down south, but you still need to be weather aware here in both of these orange areas. All right, this is where you could be expecting the most significant severe weather throughout today here in those orange and yellow areas here. So take note of that and make sure you do stay weather aware this afternoon. Here's the tornado risk. We do have two areas of 5% chance for tornadoes that will continue throughout this evening and even into the overnight hours, where we do have a persisting tornado risk throughout those storms. So you need to be staying weather aware if you're in these 5% chance for tornadoes. That means if you're in there, you have a 25-mile radius of 5% chance of seeing a tornado or getting into that radius. So just stay weather aware and make sure you take shelter, take precautions when you do get into a tornado warning. Here's the wind risk. We have a major wind threat down there in Missouri and Illinois. You do have a significant chance here of 70 to 80 mile-per-hour winds possible within those storms. It's kind of a line and a cluster of thunderstorms developing those very dangerous winds. You could also see 70 mile-per-hour winds possible today up there in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So you need to be getting prepared now, as these storms are still they're kind of ongoing right now in Missouri and Illinois with a bunch of tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. But there's storms up there in the Midwest that are just getting going. So you still have a little bit of time to prepare and just bring anything indoors that may be blown away by those strong winds. Also, we do have a hail risk. We do have a major hail threat, big time hail threat, over 2-inch plus size hail could be possible in the red 30% chance region, as well as these 15% chance regions where you could see upwards of a quarter-sized hail. Tomorrow's log, we do have another chance for severe weather here in Michigan and also Oklahoma and Texas. And just take note that this marginal risk for severe weather, that's risk for kind of isolated severe thunderstorms are possible in the dark green region. So let's look at the tornado risk. We do have a 5% chance, kind of a little blob of a 5% chance of tornadoes up there in northern and central Michigan. So definitely stay weather aware for potential tornadoes once again up there in Michigan. For the wind risk, you do have a 15% chance in two areas for 60 mile-per-hour winds. And for hail, it's pretty much the same, a 15% chance here for quarter-sized hail. For day 3, which is Saturday, you have another marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. No significant severe weather is expected for this day, but again, stay weather aware in case any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings do get issued for Friday or Saturday. Now, do take note of this. We also have a risk for Sunday up there in the Northeast. So we do have a chance of 15% chance here of seeing a severe weather risk being in place for Sunday. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that as well. Let's first off take a look at the severe weather that's gonna be continued throughout today here. This is 2 p.m. so we're past 2 p.m. when I'm recording this video. We're gonna go forwards towards 5 p.m. when these storms are currently heading to St. Louis. As you can see, we have those storms look to be already ongoing there in Minnesota, and I actually was expecting those to just getting developed and organized. They are still kind of getting organized here, but they are starting to mature up and may have tornado potential here in about an hour or two. But again, storms are still ongoing here right now down there with tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings in the Midwest, and of course down there in Missouri and Illinois. Again, a major wind threat for down here, but a major hail threat and tornado threat is going to be possible this afternoon and evening out there in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Let's move forward here towards 6 p.m. and it looks like these storms actually diminish up there in the Midwest. Those storms do continue very strongly down there around 6 p.m. or so. We get through 7 p.m. and those storms look to be gathering together in sort of a line of severe thunderstorms, which may make it a primary wind threat instead of tornado and hail threat. But again, I think hail threat is currently maximized right now, but may also have throughout the evening here. So again, those storms do continue with that big time wind threat here. We even have some cells north of this line here that may pose a potential for a damaging wind threat up there in central Illinois. And look at these storms, extremely strong storms here, eastern in Nebraska and southern Minnesota, heading into Iowa by around 8 p.m. or so. Crazy storms here throughout the day are going to be expected throughout this evening. Look at this. This is 10 p.m. or so. As you can see, these storms are headed throughout Lincoln, Nebraska, and Omaha, Nebraska. Very strong storms. Big time wind threat with this one as well. I think some of these stronger areas, you may see some big time hail in those as well. So we head around 12 a.m. or so. And as you can see, this is going to be nearing Kansas City with a big time wind threat. And as we head throughout 12 a.m., 1 a.m., around that time frame, these storms do just pass Kansas City just off to the north, giving you a good night's sleep for Kansas City. But those do continue throughout northern Missouri there, and then into Illinois throughout the tomorrow morning. So Friday morning there. And then we had throughout around 6 a.m. and those storms are pretty much gone. Once again, storms are going to be possible tomorrow there across Missouri, Illinois. They're not going to be really organized much, but mainly kind of a hail and wind threat. And honestly, I'm not seeing much storms for Michigan. Maybe down here you may see a few supercells developing for a tornado threat or so, but I'm not seeing many storms there for tomorrow afternoon, which may be interesting. It's kind of a hit or miss situation, I think, for portions of Michigan for that severe weather potential for tomorrow. Again, those storms, that time frame for Michigan may be around 4 to 5 p.m. or so when those storms will be developing. Otherwise, I don't see many storms expected for Michigan. Mainly some widespread storms, maybe strong storms, and maybe a couple of severe storms that may have a tornado potential. And here's updraft velocity. This is where storms are expected to go kind of tornadic. So more of these stronger parts, you may see some tornadic storms up here in Minnesota, and that's mainly going on right now, or maybe a little bit later on. As you could see, again, some major areas of possibly some updraft velocity, so rotation within the thunderstorms that may potential cause a tornado threat. And look at this, again, another major swath here of potential tornadic areas within the thunderstorm down here in Missouri and going into Illinois. So you're going to have to watch out for these storms. A lot of these storms can be tornadic. We're seeing multiple tornado warnings still ongoing there in Missouri, and now a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Louis. So again, some big time storms ongoing there, and we still have a tornado potential throughout this evening in the overnight hours. So you just have those ways to get warnings and watches. But let's take a look at the current heat wave and drought conditions. And look at this. This is a day one maximum temperature for today. So this is the maximum temperatures getting up today. Look at this. We're seeing 108 degrees down here in Texas, and most of the country here is actually seeing over 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Look at this in Kansas and Oklahoma, near 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Once again, very warm temperatures over here in much of the United States. And look at this, you're just kind of seeing a wall here which is splitting 50 degrees next to 80, near 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Just some very big time heat wave ongoing throughout the next few days here. Again, tomorrow you're going to see another 105 good old blob here of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is not the heat index. This is just the general temperature. So you may see heat indexes of 110, 120 down there in Texas. You may also see a potential 100s tomorrow across the East Coast there in the Carolinas. So definitely some big time temperatures here, a big time heat wave ongoing. And look at this, we're looking at day 3 now, where you are going to see again more high 90s and even into with 100s for the East Coast for Saturday here. This very extreme heat wave that's going to be ongoing here. Here's day 4, which is for Sunday. And once again, still 90s for the most of the East Coast here. And you're seeing even higher temperatures up north than you are even in Florida. Again, this is the definition of a heat wave. Finally, Texas gets a break from all that heat, gets into the 70s for Sunday there. And then for day 5, it looks like the East Coast may get a break from the heat wave as well, where you're going to see most of 70s and 80s across the country there. around Monday. Here's the current drought monitor. We're still seeing a persisting drought down there in the south. We are, again, more drought conditions that do continue here, and you're not going to see much rain down here in anytime soon here in Texas and New Mexico, and even portions of western Oklahoma, western Kansas, still seeing a drought, and pretty much the whole state of Nebraska still seeing a little bit of a drought there persisting. South Dakota, and again, generally, most of the western United States does see a drought for most of the year. That's why we're mainly talking about these kind of states, because you typically do see droughts in these states, but not really much persisting. Again, you do have some small drought areas which haven't seen much rain in a while across the southeast, but generally you guys do typically see some rain good once in a while. That does kind of remove that drought temporarily, and it just kind of keeps coming back there in the southeast. Again, once again, just stay where they were today throughout those enhanced risk for severe weather, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new, if you did enjoy. If you want more daily forecasts like this, again, just share this video with any friends or family. Like the video, as it will recommend this information to more people who may be in the path of extreme weather that we did discuss in today's video. Like always, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.